if you want to just so hi, I'm Abby. I've been emailing with you. Um, so I'm just gonna ask like a couple questions, I guess. Um, so I'll start off with who or what inspired you to start pursuing photography?
Um, it would have to be when I saw One Direction at the Take Me Home tour, I think. And my mom got me a camera, and I was like, well, I don't really photograph too much, so let me just go to the concert. And then I was like, you know what? This looks kind of fun. So, but there wasn't like a specific person. I just went to shows and brought my camera. Um, and then like when I got older, I was like, oh, like people actually do this for like a living and stuff. So I was like, let me try to figure out how I can do that. But yeah, it had to be One Direction. So
Great. What has been your favorite part about working in the industry or being a photographer?
um the community that we have, I know here in Atlanta we have like a group chat of photographers and we help each other out. And then meeting other photographers at shows, like getting inspired by their work and seeing like, oh, how can I emulate that into my own style? And yeah, the community is like the best. I love it. I wouldn't change it for the world. But yeah, yeah.
Really cool. I'm currently based in Atlanta right now as well.
Oh,
So
slay. Oh my gosh. I gotta geek it up. Yes.
yes. What is your artistic process when like shooting and editing photos?
Uh, I first like put in my SD card and then I call through the photos and then I like see which one is good. I mark it green and then I do like the basic like editing. And if I want to like scan like the ticket in or the set list in, I move it to Photoshop and I scan it in. My artistic like ability has changed the last couple months because I got a new camera because my old camera broke and I had to get a new laptop because my old laptop wasn't working. So I had to like completely start over from scratch, which really helped me figure out like what my artistic style is. And then I got a new scanner so I could like scan stuff in. So I think just figuring out what I can do with this new laptop and then with my new lenses and also because I go to the same venues, seeing like the different angles that I can take the photos in, like maybe zoom it more out or zoom it more in, or like go up on the balcony where no one really goes and take photos from there. But yeah, my process is like edit and then if I want to like tweak it in Photoshop or like zoom in and tilt it and then a lot and then yeah, yeah, it's very simple. I'm still like figuring it out because I'm still learning about my new camera, my new laptop. But yeah, sorry, it's just basic answer, but yeah.
That's good. Have you faced any challenges in the industry? And if you have, how did you overcome them?
Um, I guess the biggest challenge was my camera broke like before the main act was going on. I wasn't able to take photos. I was only able to take videos. So I had to record the whole show and then I had to screenshot shows the photos from there and then edit, which is like the worst possible way to do it. Um, but I learned that you if you have a camera and it takes photos and videos, you can like live from there and figure it out. But there haven't been really been like that many like challenges. That was like the only like big challenge, like personally. Another one would be like not finding the right contact in time or like no one answering your emails. But like, yeah, the biggest challenge for me was when my camera broke and I was like freaking out. I was like, well, I can just leave. I almost did, but I was like, you know what? Let me just try and figure this out on the spot.
What is your favorite concert to shoot and why?
Um, hmm. I really loved when I shot Madison Beer, um, for the life support tour in Connecticut and Orlando. Um, I've been a fan of her since like 2014. So like seeing her like grow for the artist that she is now, it's just crazy. And then um her lighting was like very beautiful and like bright and colorful. And then another one recently was Daniel Seavey. Um, his lighting was just like perfect and bright and colorful and like chef's kiss to the lighting designer. Um, but yeah, it would be Madison Beer and then Daniel Seavey and then another one was Cigarettes After Sex because that's like very like black and white, moody, mysterious, which is also a challenge for me. Um, and I had to figure out like, well, I can't just like slap a black and white filter on it. I want to like figure out like how it could be different from like the other black and white photos because they always want black and white photos. So I had to figure out like how can I make that different from the other photographers in the pit. Yeah.
If you could photograph any artist, who would it be?
Um, my bucket list would be, I'm looking at my posters right now. It would be Del Water Gap or that's the only person that comes to mind because I've unfortunately I've had like the opportunity to photograph like a bunch of my favorite artists. Um, but Del Water Gap is one that I've been meaning to try to cover. Or Joe, Joe Carey. He's like really up and he's on tour and he's not going anywhere near me, but I'll figure out a way to photograph him. But Del Water Gap, yeah. Um, I love like I've been to a few of his shows. He's always like moving around. And his photographer Amanda is like a really big inspiration to me. So being in the photo pit with her would be amazing. And then like his lighting and like, yeah, I would love to photograph the water gap one day.
I will second that. I went to one of his shows before I was even like a huge fan, and I was like, wow, I love his photographer. And I like took a couple shots, and I was like, wow, it's like, damn.
Which show did you go
Um,
to?
New York.
And
It
his
was
hometown
the
show,
last tour, yeah.
the Brooklyn one, the big one.
Yeah, it was at Brooklyn Steel.
That looked like so much fun.
It was really fun. And I know I went like before I was a fan, so I was like, damn, I'm just gonna go and like take really good pictures and then
Did you see him
I
when
ended
he opened
up
up
here.
for Nile?
I did see him open up for now as well.
Okay, good, good. I was
Yeah.
like, now like everyone's a fan of him, and I'm like, like
Really
that's
good
fine, but
line.
like
Yeah.
get in the back of the line.
Yeah, real. And then lastly, if you had one piece of advice for your younger self, maybe that One Direction concert self, what would it be?
Um, hmm, I would say to my younger self, like always be like nice to everyone and not in like a mean way, but like don't take no for an answer. Just like figure it out and see if you can work around it or like see if there's another way instead of getting a photo pass, you could like attend. I live next to a train, sorry. Um, attend a show a different way instead of being a photographer and connect with people. I know people hate saying like connect, you need connections, but like connect with people and like find the photographer on the tour and be like, hey, love your photos. Would love to photograph this artist when the next time they're in town. I know whenever I go to shows, I usually try to see who the photographer is and then like see if I have any mutual connections and be like, hey, like I love your photos. Yada yada. That's what I did for Somber when he was here for Daniel CV. I knew the photographer before he was on tour with Somber. I DM'd him and I was like, hey, like I love your work. Like I love to send you some of my photos of Somber. Like love your advice. And he was like, yeah, for sure. So like always like having those photography connections in hand because we never know when they like might like need a photographer for one day and they're like, oh, I know this person in this city. Like, let me reach out to them, you know? And also treat the opening act as the main act because you never know when the opener is going to be bigger than the main act. I've had plenty of artists where I go, I act like I'm like their biggest fan ever, but like it makes them feel so special. And then they can be like, oh, I know who this person is because I saw them open for this person. And now their opener needs another fan. So I can be their fan. And the whole cycle of like every time I go to a show, I fall in love with the opener. And the whole cycle just continues and continues and continues. So yeah.
Yeah, that's great advice. Do you have any questions for us before we leave?
Um, how did you like such a goofy question? How did you like find my work?
I think Abigail found you.
So I actually saw your Daniel CV and Somber posts. I one of like somebody I met at a show went to the show and um she like reposted it and it was a really good picture and I like went and I was like, oh, Atlanta based. I was like, wait, let me like DM her. And then I texted Bethany. I was like, hey, can we like do an interview with her? Yeah, so I was literally like maybe gonna go to that show too. So like small world. But yeah, that's how I found it. I one of my like mutuals reposted it and I was like, she seems really cool.
Who was it? Do you know who it was?
It was Dylan
Okay, yeah,
Sanning.
yeah, yeah. I know Dylan.
Okay,
Yeah. We
yeah.
met at where did we meet? We met at Role Model. Yeah,
Oh, okay.
that's
I
where we
met
met.
her at Gracie in the fall.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah. Oh my God, I was also a role model.
We don't talk
Like,
about Role
like
Model.
concert geography and be like, who do we know?
Yeah. Do you go to SCAD
I
or do you
do.
go? Okay, what are you studying?
Fashion merchandising.
Good luck. I went to SCAD for photography and sound design, but
Real.
I was in the Savannah campus and then I transferred for the last year for Atlanta. But
Damn.
yeah,
Yeah, I'm
SCAD.
an 18. So,
Yeah. Well, I hope you're enjoying your time at SCAD.
thank you.
Did you see Timothy when he was here?
I didn't. I was back home. I'm from New York.
No.
Yeah, I'm back home.
He was so pooky schmooky.
Real.
He
I
was
know so
so
many people that were
nice.
there though.
I hope
Um,
I link up or something. Or see your show.
yeah. I was
Like,
gonna say, yeah, what's your next show? Like,
I don't really know what my next show is. Rachel I don't know, Rachel
mm,
Chinroni,
okay.
Variety
I'm
Playhouse.
probably doing Ash
Oh yeah, I might
in
do Ash. Yeah, hopefully.
May, but it's my finals week, so I don't know. We'll see. But but definitely we'll be going to some more shows in the future, and I will
Yeah,
definitely
same. I'm
connect with
going,
you.
yeah, I'm going to Lollapalooza, but just for the after shows. I'm
Oh,
not
I'm
going
going to Lala for the
for the actual
week.
festival.
What?
Are you going for the actual festival?
Yeah.
Well, have fun. I'll be at the after shows.
Well, maybe
So
I'll
fun
see.
last year.
You went last year?
Lollapalooza.
I've always wanted to go, but like the
Same.
lineup, I've seen the artists so many times, like it wasn't like worth it for me to go see them,
Yeah, that's
you
valid.
know?
The
Yeah, but
after shows were really good though.
Oh,
yeah, they
really?
say it's super hard to get tickets for.
Yeah.
And I'm like I know Del Cap is doing one. I'm like, okay, so I have to go.
He is?
Yeah, he
Oh
is.
my God.
That's been announced yet, but he's doing one. So
Oh my God.
I know I'm
Um,
so scared. Hopefully we
yeah,
can link up in Atlanta or I'll see you in Chicago. Whatever.
really. Alright.
Okay,
Uh,
do you have anything else for us before we leave?
um, no, I looked through your Instagram and I saw what you guys do, and I think it's super cool and I love it. Um, I love that you guys like interview like smaller people because they always have to have their voice be heard. And the smaller artist, we love that. We love small artists. You gotta support whenever you can. Um, yeah, I'm a big fan of what you guys do, and thank you so much for interviewing me. I was very shocked. But yeah, thank you so much.
Thank you so much. Well,
Thank
Have a great
try to have
day.
you.
your thing done by like Thursday. And
No rush, girl. No rush.
okay, bye.
Okay, bye.
Bye. Thank you.